Hey, it's the podcast guy.
Sutton United Talk Time on podcast. It's the Sutton Podcast.
And there it is! Sutton United at the GM Vauxhall Conference have put our First Division Coventry City winners of the FA Cup themselves less than 2 years ago. And what a moment to enjoy for the fans of this Surrey side. They've had their moments before, but never one like this. But the whistle goes down. Delight for Sutton United. Sutton United from the National League are through to the last 16 of the FA Cup. No longer English football's perennial non-league club. A 123-year crescendo reaches a new peak for Sutton United, who are promoted to the Football League for the first time.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Sutton United Talk Time on podcast. It's the Sutton Podcast in association with Lucky Star Gin. I'm your host Mike, and with me today we have Paul and Alex. We are going to be covering the Tranmere at home draw, and we're going to look forward to the trip to Charlton in the second Hardcast Salesman Cup, not Pizza Cup. I'm not sure how I'm going to get that into a song, but I'll do something. Your engagement, always love it, always love it. Please keep going, share, like, comment, all the rest of it. Big shout out to everyone who does it. A very big shout out to two young guys who was in my little video yesterday. And I'm going to tell you why that was super funny, especially for me. I was coming up the tunnel to do my little post-match video thing, and there was a bunch of young ones standing there, obviously waiting for some of the players to come back out. And I joked around and, "Ooh, it's my fan club," and kind of went off to the right. And then suddenly two of them went, "Hi, podcast guy." Oh my God, what the hell is going on here? And so, yeah, Alfie and Mason coming over and joining in with the video, which was great. And they do a lot of sharing, interacting on TikTok. So thank you very much, guys. We are going to say hello. We'll start with Chalmers, who was on in mid-September, I think it was. I think it might have been off Accrington, where you said just rev into them.
Yeah.
How have you been?
Good. Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Yeah. Good,
no
good,
bother.
good.
Just getting on.
And old.
Yeah.
Alex, I checked. It was also early September for you, but 2022.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been a while, isn't it? Sorry about that, Mike.
That's all right. How have you been?
Yeah, good, mate. Four games unbeaten in all competitions. I'm great.
Exactly.
It says through the pain.
Rose-tinted spectacles.
Yeah, quite.
Ambers.
I'm a bit nervous that my contribution's not going to be enough to get replaced by Alfie and Mason. There's a bit of a high bar already.
No, they're too young to do the whole thing. I can't get through 5 minutes without swearing. I can't do the whole thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
So the club news. Obviously, last week was a bit of a funny show because I had nothing, and then Tim very kindly agreed to do a show for me for 10 minutes, and I took 45 minutes of his time. So thank you, Tim. But we're at the ladies' game. They unfortunately lost that game. Very controversial last-minute equaliser. Well, we had an equaliser chalked off. Definitely one of those. If it goes against you, you're fuming. If it goes for you, you're delighted. But yeah, it would have been penalties, but unfortunately they lost that. But today they made up for it by winning in the League Cup, and they won 9-0, which was brilliant. It got to be switched to the away side because I couldn't go to it. But yeah, great. They're in the next round. I think someone said they faced Millwall.
Yeah.
Also this week, anyone on YouTube can see it. It's for the kids, obviously. We've got the Junior Jenny scarf, which is only for the kids who sign up for Junior Jenny. As I said on Twitter, I suspect there's going to be a load of fake kids at some point because this is a lovely scarf. And it is rosy, so I can't really mess with it. But yeah, Junior Jenny scarves, I'll be sent out to everyone, or you can collect them from a club shop. And on the subject of swearing, good and bad to see someone was thrown out for foul and abusive language yesterday. So it's good to club clamp down on it. As it's been said many times, it's not things like that. When the ref makes a decision, you're like, fuck's sake, you're not going to get thrown out for that. There's a certain line you've got to cross to be doing foul and abusive language to be thrown out at a football match. So it must have been pretty bad.
I was walking
hear it, must
walking
say.
right past it as it happened, and it was absolutely deserved. Let's just leave it at that.
Right. Yeah, right. So if you're getting thrown out for foul and abusive language, you cross the line wherever the line is. But let's crack on to the match because I promise Paul will be quick because he's in the doghouse. But the lineup, I should have cheated because I accidentally walked through the bar area just as Matt announced it. And then I ran out of time to get chatting to people. Next thing I've done it, and I'm like, I'm talking and I'm trying to find the players by dodgy eyesight. Did it finally? Did save? And it went, sorry, you've missed the deadline. I'm like, you son of a gun. I wouldn't have got anywhere near, to be honest. What were your thoughts, guys? I mean, Joe, big sort of headlines, Joe at left back, and their danger man was on the right wing. So, Paul, we'll start with you. What were your thoughts sort of ahead of kick-off with the lineup?
Yeah, I was hoping we'd have a left back available. I listened to Matt's interview only in the last hour, and he said that Rob pulled out last minute with an illness. So that was a bit frustrating. Joe has played there a few times, but having their danger man up against him, worrying. A bit of a concern.
Yeah. Alex, what were you thinking?
I echo that. I think Joe largely did all right, actually, throughout the game. I appreciate the goal came down that side, but it's a massive slice of luck on their goal. I think I was a little bit disappointed to not see Patrick start, just given that I appreciate he's working well as an impact sub lately. And I thought he was really good when he came on. But given that you're at home to a side that you really should be looking to beat if we're going to get out of this relegation battle, I would have liked to have perhaps seen us be a bit more aggressive with the lineup. And I can see why Matt did it, because Harry's been great on the left wing, and I wouldn't have dropped Harry. I'd have moved him in the middle with Ngesson and stuck Patrick on the left, and that's eventually what happened in the second half or last 20 minutes or so. But yeah, other than that, I thought Jacko and Joe did pretty well on the full positions.
Yeah, I mean, we will on to Omari in a moment, but the lineup was probably as strong as we could, but bear in mind all the news about the flu and the illness going kind of through the camp. Joe's done well. A couple of comments already is obviously his confidence is quite low. I don't know for a fact. It seems to be low. He's a bit out of form, but then he's been moved around all over the place. So it's difficult saying, right, you're left back this week, you're right back next week, and so on. So yeah, it's quite tough. First 10 minutes or so, I thought we were building quite nicely. I mean, it wasn't anything exciting, but I thought, okay, we didn't have everything contained. But so what were your thoughts early match, Alex?
Yeah, I agreed. I thought we shaded the first 10, 15 or so. I thought Josh was looking particularly nippy on the right wing, as he often does. Obviously, Smudger up top with her. But I thought Aiden was fantastic yesterday. I appreciate we might come on to that in the second half. I thought it was possibly his best game in a Sutton shirt. And then out of nowhere, really, there's been lose the ball midfield, spread it right, and they get a massive slice of luck, as I said. But no, I thought the first 10, 15, we shaded and we came out pretty well, considering how important the match was.
Yeah. Paul, would you echo or do you have other thoughts?
Yeah. No, I thought we started quite well. I agree. Yeah. Happy enough. Thought I was still positive at that point. And yeah, it's about being clinical, isn't it? I suppose. We've got to take chances when we get them. I think that was definitely an issue with the first half, if anything.
Yeah. I've said a couple of times now, different people, I'm sure I've said on here loads of times, we can puff and struggle to create chances.
Yeah.
And yeah, at the other end, as soon as they get a half chance, it's goal.
Yeah. But I think the fact is that because we are not creating loads at the moment, Paul's point is even more important. Is if you are creating few chances, you've got to take them when they come. And I know, Harry's header in the first 10 minutes or so is definitely at 0-0. and he heads and he knocks it. And it's quite a nice height for the goalkeeper. And you think if he gets that low in the bottom corner, that might sneak in. It's just little things like that where it sounds a bit harsh to criticise. It's a good effort and it's a good save, but as you say, when they're going down and things aren't running your way, own goals, etc., then you got to take chances, as Paul said.
Yeah, I mean, Paul, the goal itself, Alex said, it's a huge slice of luck, but it did not as badly as previously, but it kind of, you could see the deflation almost. Suddenly, that little bit of confidence we had in the first sort of quarter of an hour or so just went straight away. Is that fair, or do you think the players did fight back nicely in the first half?
I'd say it's somewhere in between. I think it's the frustration. I think there was frustration with the players. I don't think it was a here we go again situation, because I think we've sort of got past the we concede and we've lost situation with the players, with the team. But I think it will have been a knock to the confidence, certainly, because it was bad luck. It was unlucky. He's got to get in there. Could his positioning have been a little bit better, and would that have helped if he'd been a bit closer to the front post? I don't know. There's a lot of ifs and buts, isn't there? But it's things just seem to constantly go against us, don't they? We seem to have so much bad luck. So many things don't go our way when you're struggling. So I think it's about taking it on chin.
I think as well that the deflating bit I thought in the first half actually was Aiden hitting the post from 35, 40 yards out, because I think that was, I can't remember the minutes exactly, but that was relatively soon after the goal. And I think if that goes in, I think we're off and running. And then when that, when you've conceded a bit of a freak goal, as you said, and then miss an open goal sounds a bit harsh because he's so far out and he's hit the post, but not taking that chance. That was the 15 minutes after that I was most worried. But then, to be fair, to get to half time was good. I thought, to not go two down as a result of those two bits causing the head to go down, and then obviously Matt gets into them as he did in the cup game.
That chance at half, that chance before the half as well. They hit the post, didn't they? That was they just went through us like so easily.
Yeah,
I think we were poor with that chance, and we were lucky to get away with that one.
I missed Aiden's shot because I had to nip to the loo. There was nothing happening. I was like, right, I'm going to run to the loo, and next thing I'm hearing, man. There was also, I'm sure it was in the first half, we had another fairly decent penalty shout.
100%. I don't know where you guys were standing in the first half, but I was just to the right of the dugout, so I went and stood down there, and that's a pen. And I think Smudger gets a bit of a hard rap because he's such a big lad and he puts himself about, and sometimes he does give a foul away by grappling them, but defender's got arms around him, puts his leg across him, doesn't touch the ball. That's a pen. I haven't actually seen it back. I don't know if it's been part of any highlights packages, but at the time, it was I thought it was a pen.
Yeah. As I said in the group earlier, it was definitely not a pen because he's 6'6" and plays for Sutton United, so therefore it cannot be a penalty. That's just can't have it. We've still not had a penalty, as Joey pointed out a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
and he quite happily messages me every week, and that's another one that we've not been given. We're still the only team that's not had a penalty.
I mean, it wasn't as bad as the one against Goodliff a couple of weeks ago. That was one of the most stolen penalties I've ever seen not given. It wasn't as bad as that, and you could argue it's been a 6-1. But yeah, I thought he put his foot across him and tripped him. Yeah, there was
also the show me one at Crawley, which I got on camera as well. It's like,
oh yeah,
how is that not a penalty? It's just
you're capturing a lot of penalty shouts on camera this season, Mike.
Do you know what, Paul? Paul keeps mocking me when I get the camera out. He's like, "Are you doing it again? Are you?" Yeah, well, I keep catching goals and penalty shouts.
I've got the equaliser, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Thing is, this is where we're trying to score goals. We've gone big and we've set pieces as where we should be scoring goals. We're not getting enough, really. I don't think. We definitely need to improve on it.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things I was going to sort of talk about for overall, but yeah, I think I made the comment many times of, yes, Jackson has got a lovely long throw, but since we've got one header from it, what's the point? I mean, I think we did win one header. I think in the second half, after I've been wondering about it, and Harry won a header and he promptly won it, and it was like, okay, well, all right, well, we won that header technically, but we're just not doing enough.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a little bit of an oomph, as you guys both rightly said. The highlights even show that the highlights for the second half was our goal, and a glorious assist from Tope for our goal. I can absolutely guarantee he's going to be claiming that one. But I think that's Louis' first goal since that magic goal at the same end against Hartlepool a couple of years ago.
Really?
I think.
Really? Yeah.
He caught this one. He caught this one from chin. This one, but. We didn't have a chance afterwards. Were you thinking that it's too late at that point for us to push on, or did you think, actually, do you know what, we could do this? It would be a robbery, but did you think we could do it?
Do you want to go, Paul?
I'm
still not sure.
No. I had a little, I don't know why, but at 1-0 down and we were pushing, I was thinking, oh, could we sneak this 2-1? We get one early enough. It was just a stupid thought in the back of my mind. It wasn't a real reality. I think I was in a sort of hallucinogenic state.
I thought the opposite.
It was proper. I'm never optimistic, so it was very out of character.
I thought we're getting caught here. Is what I thought. I thought we're pushing up. We're going to get.
I'll be honest.
Alex,
Yeah. Well, when it went in, I thought, thank God for that. There was I wasn't screaming at them to go and get the ball. And there was a moment just as we entered stoppage time where Omari drove forward a bit and there was a flicker, but then they had the free kick near the end that they fortunately whipped out of play. And I was quite pleased to hear the full-time whistle, to be honest. I wasn't wishing for another 5. I think that was, particularly when we knew the Grimsby fight back against Forest Green, particularly in the context of that, I thought actually we've played pretty rubbish here and we've got away with, as things were at the start, I'd probably take that, all things considered.
Yeah, that nicely wraps up, because that, as I said, is the kind of game we would have been losing a month, 6 weeks ago. We would definitely have lost that game. So we played poorly and we got something from it, which if we can keep repeating that pattern, okay, we're playing bad, and we're getting draws and we're playing okay and we're getting wins, we'll start picking things up. I mean, I did joke around when we were only 16 points off the playoffs yesterday. But I think we're further behind now. But overall, where are you guys? Are you still confident? I mean, I know Matt is like only just over a third of the way through the season. I know there's other people just proper panicking. Where do you sit? We'll start with you, Alex. Where do you kind of sit of how we're going to do it?
I think I'm all right until the new year. I think, because we're 2 points off safety. Mm-hmm. If we go to Grimsby and win on Saturday, which by the way, I think that set of results yesterday, I appreciate Grimsby fought back in their game, but I think that's really big in the context of going to Grimsby, because if they had won, say, and particularly if we had lost, that suddenly becomes an even bigger game than it already currently is, and the pressure that heaps on is immense. So I think it's really good. I would definitely take a draw away to Grimsby on Saturday, 100%. And yeah, as I say, if we a win here or there before Christmas and we're still in it, and 2 points, we're one good result off getting out of it. And last year we had such a great run over Christmas, in between the Christmas and New Year period, didn't we? I think we were the only side to win on the 26th, 28th, and then New Year's Day. Yeah. So anything like that again, and we'll be in a good position. So yeah, all good to the new year from my side, I think.
Excellent. Paul, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm the jury's out with me still, to be honest with you. Hopeful. I tweeted earlier. I'm hopeful. I found some positives. The fact that we're unbeaten at the moment, but performances really need to improve. There's definitely plenty of room for improvement, and I think, as Alex has said, we definitely need to see some of that between now and Christmas. Josh Coley's frustrating me a little bit. He's so narrow. He's always so narrow, and it doesn't give us much of an outlet. Our throw-ins, as I say, we're so one-dimensional with our play. Ball to Harry Smith, and they'll have 2 men on him, and they'll be manhandling him, and then they just get around anyone who's off him, and we don't ever try anything different. We need it. There needs to be an element of surprise for these teams we're coming up against. because we are so easy to work out and we're so easy to stop at the moment. I think things definitely need to be done differently.
We did have a different one yesterday, and we went short in the first half. But the groans and noises around the ground, it doesn't make you think that if you're a player, you think, well, what's the point of trying it? All they're going to do is moan about it. And it didn't go very well, let's be honest, but they were moaning before it didn't go well.
And can I just pick up on Coley there? I think you're absolutely right, Paul. He is too narrow, but also in the context of the groaning point, there are moans and groans when he tries to beat a man and it doesn't work. He loses it or knocks it out, knocks it too far, goal kick, whatever. I would much rather he keeps doing that than turning and passing it back to Jacko or Kizzy or whoever's there. I think he feels like a confidence player, and I've got absolutely no idea if he listens to this, Mike. I suspect maybe he doesn't. But if you are listening, Josh, please go for it. Take your man on. Honestly, we'd much rather you went for it. And even if it works 1 in 3, that might make a chance. Whereas if we go back to Jacko and around, it will eventually come to the same move, which is a big ball up to Smudger, as you said, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, their goal came from their right winger just coming down and just getting it in the box and let's see what happens.
Hard and low, and something might go your way.
I mean, Josh is the kind of player that should be running into the box, because as soon as someone puts a tackle in, we could get we won't. We'll get a penalty if we weren't up. But he is someone that you kind of want. I think that's the frustration, Paul, is it's not a player you think, oh, he's awful. But he's a player.
No,
Why is it not working? Why is it not working? That's the frustration.
Was it his ball was it him that put the ball in for Harry Beautyman in the first half? Our early chance that Harry.
Yeah, wasn't it Smudger who found himself on the right wing and whipped it in? So you want it the other way around, didn't you?
Yeah.
No, Smith was out there going, "This is what we want, boys. Look."
It was such a good cross, though. It was perfect.
And on Smith again, we're going to be without him now, and. What you can say, giving sort of dissent back to referees, is that's an avoidable booking. You can absolutely see why. The guy was literally wrestled to the ground and collapsed in the ground to stand up to find that the free kick was given against him. Of course, he's going to say something on that. But
I don't know. I'm a bit more cynical, Mike. Actually, I completely get what you mean. But if he's so desperate to win, which is great, that he's willing to chat back to the ref. If you're actually that desperate to win, shut up, because now we don't have you against, you miss a game, and that's not going to help That's not going to help our chance of winning at all. And I know it's so frustrating, and perhaps it's just something that's in his character. And don't get me wrong, I love how up for it he is. He's just joined in the summer, and he clearly wants to win for us so much, which is great. But there are times where you see him go over to the ref, and I want the skipper. And I wonder if that is an element where we're missing Eastie partly as well. Obviously, his performance on the pitch, but can Eastie get there a bit quicker and drag him away? I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe you can't. Maybe you can't stop it because it's just his nature.
I mean, the one yesterday, Paul, I can absolutely see where you've been pulled to the ground, but you might not get the free kick, but to have it go against you is just like, come on. I don't know what he actually said to the ref, but. It was probably starting with C. I suspect cheat.
Possibly.
What are your thoughts, Paul? No, you don't have to say what the word was. What are your thoughts?
On that challenge, it was. It wasn't their free kick, but in a month of Sundays, was it? The referee was poor at times, and I think he had a word with the steward, didn't he, after the game? There was something that went on with the steward after the game, so. Yeah, we're just not getting rubber to green. It's that going back to the rubber to green thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. So really, there was I was trying to do a few points, but the main comment from most people was something you already brought up. So I'll start with you, Alex. Omari not starting. Now. There's two camps already on this. Probably one of the best players we've had in recent times, talent-wise. You could absolutely see that. Oh my God, he's a top level, but he's not doing what we need him to do. What made me laugh with a lot of the comments is people who are saying that he should be starting, and it's terrible. Are the same people who are moaning that when we were shipping 4 or 5 goals a match, saying something has to change.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we've changed something, and we're not shipping all those goals anymore. Where do you sort of stand on Omari? Should he be starting for you? Or
I think generally, and particularly with Sam Hart out of the team at the moment, because I thought he was playing excellently at left back until he did his wrist. No, I don't think. I think in most games, particularly away games, and against all the games where we go in as underdogs, which I appreciate is a lot at the moment. No, I get it. I think Harry's been playing well left wing, and it's given us more defensive solidity. We've stopped shipping as many goals, as you said, Mike. My only thing was, if you're gonna start him in one, Tranmere at home, when they're 22nd, that's one where I think maybe you could go for it. As I say, I completely get the logic. I think part of my frustration with him not starting yesterday was because I would have liked to have seen Harry Beautyman in central midfield, because I didn't think Dom had a great game. I appreciate it's his first start, but I didn't think he covered himself in too much glory yesterday. And we were better when Harry went in midfield and Omari came on. Now, part of that is because it's the last 20 minutes and we're pushing for a goal, so we're on top anyway. But yeah, no, generally, no, I don't think so. I think it's, particularly away from home, he doesn't give enough defensive cover, particularly when our left backs are not available as they were yesterday.
Paul, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Harry Beautyman would be better in centre midfield. I know Tony asked that question to Matt after the game as well, and he sort of dismissed it, saying he's liking Harry there, doing what he's doing. But I think the centre midfield is still a huge issue for us, Christian's doing a good job, but it's been a jump of 2 leagues, and for him he's our main midfielder now, if you like, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I think that's our problem. That's one of our problems. I think Harry would shore things up better in the middle. And yeah, Omari, when he came on, was doing some defensive work as well. I did notice that he was back and covering and doing a little bit more defensively. So hopefully something's going to be working there. I suspect, obviously we're going to go on to Charlton eventually a bit later. And I think Omari will probably get the start on the left there. And let's see what happens from that, really. Hopefully it'll be something he'll do to get himself a
Can I ask your thoughts on Christian? Because for me, I feel like there's first half Christian and there's second half Christian at the moment. I feel like he keeps coming alive in the second half of games. I don't know what you guys think.
I think he gets reminded at half-time what he's supposed to do. It's might be what it is.
I thought second half yesterday was much better, and the cup game as well. I thought he was excellent second half.
Yeah. No, I think he's done well. However, I know it's a few weeks, maybe months away. I am very much looking forward to seeing Gabe and Eastie together. I think that would be very, very, very difficult to break down partnership in midfield. Clay hasn't quite hit it for me. I don't know why, but I was kind of quite excited for him as well. But I think Gabe. I think the problem with him is that yesterday was basically his second 60 minutes in 3 months.
Yeah.
But you can tell he's a player, and it's like, blimey. But Omari, I just wonder, are we going to, now Smith is out for a couple of games, or one game, I don't know what it is. I just wonder, would Matt say, "See what, I need you to go up front, you and Aiden up front. I know you don't want to play up front, but just go up front for a game. Let's just how it goes." I mean, he was one of my question marks when we signed him, and a great big thing about him wanting to leave Carlisle because he didn't want to play up front, and we signed him saying, "Yeah, we'll play you on the wing." I'm always like, that's not really Sutton way. It's basically, yeah, we've signed you as a left back, but oh, by the way, we're playing you centre forward or in goal next week. So I just wonder, but I'd like to see him have a little go up front with him and Aiden. That would be quite interesting.
I think Tuesday's a good time to try it, maybe. Because whilst it would be great to progress in that, of course, the focus is absolutely on the league. So if you're going to try it, I think, give it a go on Tuesday. I don't think it's a bad idea, particularly with Harry out.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lee and Tope would be very upset, but
they're not doing enough to to warrant a
No,
start. I'm afraid.
no. I mean,
Go on.
he's a difficult one because when he first came in, he did so well, and he just seems to have just lost interest. Whether that's because he doesn't want to play as the big man, I don't know, but he just don't know what it is. What were your thoughts on
He's
it?
just had a baby, hasn't he?
Has he?
I think so. I
He
think
has.
he's just had a child.
Yeah, but that was again. Obviously, we all know how tiring it is, but it was
I
a few weeks
don't.
back now. Oh, you don't? Okay, sorry.
Always hard work.
That's right. Love them, obviously. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. It's difficult. I mean, this is where we find out that it was a difficult pregnancy or something, and that's where he's lost his focus. And all around I sit going, what a twat! I should never have said any of that. But fair result yesterday. As we said, we kind of got away with it with the other results still going our way, so it's not really done too much. And I think someone on the forum just pointed out that if we win at Grimsby, we could be out of the bottom two. So we're as we wanted to be.
No panic yet.
No. But on to Charlton. Again, this is going to be a really odd one because no one knows what kind of team we're going to put out, what kind of team they're going to put out. If we just get a positive result, we're through. So a draw and a win on penalties, we're through. But same for them as well. So are you feeling that we're going to go for it, Paul? Do you reckon we'll go for it? I mean, the money is obviously important, but what do you think?
Yeah, no, I think we'll certainly play some players who haven't been getting minutes. Sounds like Kizzy's not fully fit, so he'll be rested, no doubt. So I don't know if there's a youngster who can potentially come in on the left if one of the others aren't good to go. Ollie and Jack are both away now, aren't they? At other clubs, one's at Burgess Hill.
Yeah, I think
the other one I can't think where.
I think they are both away. I don't think we could call them back for this. I know we could for the Catty Cup, but not for this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think we'll go as strong as we can and look to progress. But I don't think it's the be all and end all. It will be what it will be. Charlton have obviously they played Cray Valley, didn't they, in the FA Cup, and they put out a second string side. So I think we're going to probably go up against that sort of side.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then we might have a chance, as long as Alfie May, is it Alfie May who plays for Charlton?
He is, yeah.
He seems to be able to score goals, doesn't he? Let's hope he's not playing. So we will see. We will see. But no,
Alex,
I'm not that fussed.
Okay. Alex, your thoughts?
Yeah, not much to add. I think there's enough. It's not a long away day. There's enough time Tuesday to Saturday to and it's not as quick a turnaround as it is between this game and the game which is Tranmere and Charlton. So I think there's scope to go for it. I think it would be great to keep the if we get a good result and progress through, it's 5 unbeaten. It's a progression in the cup along with the FA Cup as well. It puts you on a nice. You can try and ride that into Grimsby, but as Paul says, if we rest players and what I'm saying is, I would bite your hand off to lose 4-0 to Charlton and then beat Grimsby. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. I'd love to go through, and I'm happy for him to, put a side out to go for it. But if he decides to focus on Grimsby and then we win, no complaints.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a disaster if we put a team out and someone lose or not, but someone got injured or something, then you'd be fuming.
Got enough injuries, thank you very much.
Yeah, we will go for predictions. Chalmers, have to tell you, don't forget you can still change your mind up until just before kickoff. So what you say now, because you are second in the league, what you say now you're not sticking with, or you don't have to stick with. So what's your prediction? We'll start with you, Alex. What are your thoughts on the game?
Well, there's a joke amongst my mates, Mike, who I go to Sutton with, that I hate predictions, and so I always say 4-0 to Sutton.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to go with that, I'm afraid.
Marvelous, I like that. One of my favourite ever comment on I don't make predictions was when Jared was on. I think we were playing Newport, And he said, I don't make predictions. And he went on to give a very specific prediction over who would score in what minute. It's like, okay, we don't make predictions.
I'm not
but
going that far.
a very specific. Yeah. Paul, what do you think?
I think, as I say, I think they'll go weak, and I think it will be a 2-2 draw. I'm going to go 2-2 draw, and we are going to win on penalties. How about that for optimism?
Oh, good. Honestly, I was going to close my browser if you had said lose on pens, Paul.
Well, I actually went for something very similar because I've put 1-1 and win on penalties as well. Because we've only lost one penalty shootout under Matt, and that was the Villa one, which is a bit annoying.
We're good at pens. Dino's good at pens.
We are.
He was not good at kicking yesterday, but he was good at pens.
Even our youngsters are good at pens, though. Because when they got through their competition, I think all of their pens were good. And it was but when they did their pens, they were all really good. I'm like, this is really weird. We're really good at penalties. Confident in the penalty shootout, which is even more annoying. We don't get a penalty in actual games, but never mind. We don't need penalties. We're fine. Thank you, gents. Paul, I know you've got the in-laws waiting very patiently. So we're going to wrap up this episode of Sutton Podcast. As always, we appreciate your ear attention. I still love that. Please follow, like, share on the podcast and on all social medias. We will be back. Maybe I'm not going to Charlton, I don't think, and I certainly won't be recording the night after because it's Firstborn's birthday. So if people wanted to have a chat between themselves and send it to me as recorded, please feel free, and I'll chuck it out and claim credit for it. I'm good at that. But if not, we will definitely be back with next Sunday with Rory and probably Mark Bravery. But there is an asterisk next to his name, so there must be a reason why I put that there. So I'll double check with him. But get the questions in. But thanks to Alex, thanks to Paul, thanks to everyone for listening, and thanks to Lucky Star Gin for sponsoring as always. Take care, and we'll catch up soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
United!